Hello everyone, and welcome to a new series on the Kebab Dev channel, where we will be exploring the world of Pokémon Twilight. Now, if you don't know, Pokémon Twilight is a game that I worked on for many years, but it has been a while since I last worked on it. In fact, you know what? Let's get the exact date of the last update. The last update was June 2nd, 2014. That was the version 5.016 update, which is what we are playing here, I believe. I downloaded it right off the internet, so it should be the correct version. Basically, PT, or Pokemon Twilight, was originally going to be one of two games. We were going to have Lunar and Solar versions, but we only ever had Lunar in the demos that we released. We had 3 gyms, and we were working on reaching the 4th, but we never got there. Mostly because I was only, like, a late addition to the team, and I did mostly small things. Like, I did a lot of bug fixes, I would balance out move sets, add new moves. I added, like, random small features, like the happiness feature, or the special physical move split from Generation 4. Little things like that. I wasn't much of, like, expanding the story, so I was not able to personally do that. And that's changing, though. So basically, the reason why I'm doing this series is, and the reason why there's not been an update to the game since 2014 is, I canceled Pokemon Twilight. And that's because I know that if we had kept going with Pokemon Twilight, for one thing, I was the only person, like, actively working on it. The other 2 team members, Pete and Hydro, were both really just too busy with real-life stuff to actually spend much time on the game. And, you know, that's the main programmer who made the battle engine and most of the game, and the person who handled all the graphics. So without those 2 people, I was kind of in trouble in the first place. But also, I just knew Nintendo would shut us down if we kept going. Like, if you get big enough with a fan game, Nintendo will shut you down. And so I decided to just quit wasting my time working on something that will never get finished, because either the team just won't be able to handle finishing it, or because Nintendo themselves will stop us, and then all that work will have gone to waste. I decided instead to make my own game. And that game is called Pyco Mundi. It's basically what I would call like a spiritual reimagining of Pokemon Twilight. Hopefully it can come out someday. I definitely plan on releasing it. Now, what form it comes out in, it's hard to say, because I don't have the team together right now, but I'm at the very least going to work ahead as if everything will work out smoothly, and we'll see how it goes from there. But basically, I want to play through Pokemon Twilight at this point because I'm kind of planning out the order of gameplay in my mind for Pyco Mundi, and I got up to the 2nd gym, and I realized, like, I don't really remember any details of how the actual gameplay progression of Pokemon Twilight goes, because it's probably been 10 years since I actually played through it. Working on the game is not the same thing as playing through it. That's for sure. Like, I don't actually remember playing beyond the first gym in Pokemon Twilight. Like, my memory of actually playing the game is just wiped. I don't even know if I did it. I might have just gotten that far, joined the team, and just programmed from there on out. So yeah, this series is me cataloging the game so that I can then make Pyco Mundi just a little more inspired by the actual game without having to search through the source files constantly, because that makes it really hard to find the order of things. Like, sure, I might know where the NPC is that gives you the Surf HM, but that doesn't mean I know how long you've been playing that you find it, or what you've done before you reach that point, without putting a lot of work into it. It's a lot easier if I just play through this, especially since that problem is going to show up with a lot of different things. And, yeah, but I think that's enough chit-chat. Like, if you're watching this, you probably actually care about Pokemon Twilight or Pyco Mundi. But let's actually go ahead and get into the game. So basically, this is going to be kind of, it's not really a 100% run, but I'm probably going to be talking to a lot of NPCs and stuff. Probably won't be checking out many secret areas or anything, because that was one of the things I did, was I added a lot of secret areas to the game, because I was the type of person, I was like 9 years old or something when I first played Pokemon, and that was back in the old dial-up days where the internet was new, and there was a lot of rumors about Pokemon. Yeah, we can choose our character. We could be all these people. A lot of people, really. not the best selection system for when you have that much people. I was actually, one of the things I was working on was a character customization thing where you'd get to like choose your hairstyle and everything instead of just having a bunch of default ones, but that never happened. This text selection is one of the things I added to the game. I'm actually worried I might not be able to remember all the things that I added to the game. In fact, I know I won't. I added a lot of random things like this, and I'm gonna forget it, but that's probably what the series will be, is me just like commenting on things I do remember working on. Alright. That was from, I believe, I was making a engine called Open Pokemon. I think I copy-pasted my text selection from that into this game and made it work. I'm not going to be reading the dialogue out loud or anything, but it's there. I think I added all these like random text descriptions to the house here. We have this. Can't really do anything. We could connect. I don't know if the connection code like even still works at all. If it does, in a future episode, I might have to get connected because it'll give me an administrative hack mode, which will let us like run the game faster and stuff. So I might have to do that in a future episode if it starts to get boring, like once we get to the caves and stuff. It might happen. So yeah, we can just look around Mossville here, see what is going on. Answer is not much. We can run. Don't need to get any stupid running shoes just to run. Got a guy with a truck. He's very confused about the noises. Talking about the lab. We found 10 potions just sitting on a house. That's very nice of her to donate those to the cause. Apparently this guy is a robot. I did not remember that. This guy here. Alright. Which house was ours? I think our house is the other one, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is Brittany's house. Brittany was one of the additions I made to the game. Well, I mean, I suggested and was added to the game as the rival, because I don't remember if we even had a rival before Brittany. Okay, that was weird that I was stuck in the running thing. One of the last things I was working on in this game was trying to fix up the running code because it was very buggy. And I ironed out a lot of the glitches in 5.16, but not all of them. Overall, I think it's better than it was before. I forget what the exact bug was that I was trying to annihilate, but I'm pretty sure I annihilated it. Alright. Got the professor's notes. It's Team Rocket. Goodbye, Team Rocket. Mount Argite. Oh, so it is actually called Mount Argite. Okay. I've been calling it Mount Argite in my plans, or Argite Mountain, really, but I didn't know that was actually, like, a canon explanation. Oh, fine. Can I choose from this side? Yeah, I can. Alright, we're obviously going to choose Sinjet, which is how that's the other thing, is you're going to hear all my pronunciations for these, and I don't know if my pronunciations are correct, because I've never talked to Hydro or Pete, like, out loud, so I never heard him pronounce any of these Pokemon names. Alright, can I talk to him again, or no, I just need to? I've tried to logic out a lot of them, but I might not remember the logic when I actually say them out loud. On the website, I've got a little pronunciation thing that may or may not do it more accurately than me. I mean, it's a robot, so, you know, that old text-to-speech voice. So the original plan that they had for the Team Rocket was that they were going to time travel to rescue Giovanni, I think, and this game would have like retro areas where you time travel to the past and be like Game Boyish style graphics. I don't know how much of that was ever like public knowledge, but that was the original plan. It never happened though. So that's what the prototype HM that you get in this game is for. It was going to be time traveling. Pico Mundi will not have time travel, at least not in the current plans. It could fit time travel, but for completely different reasons. Because there's no Team Rocket in Pico Mundi. There's no, like, currently there's no plans for an evil team at all. I'm trying to differentiate from Pokemon. So there will be no evil team. There will be bad guys, for sure, but there will no be, like, there will not be like a game-long, consistent group of enemies that you are kind of dealing with as a side quest to progress the storyline. Oh no, it's Brittany. Kind of a forced adventure starting thing. Alright, and here we are, the grass. So it was Bounty Ball who made this awesome new grass for us to make it. Because, I mean, the 3rd gen grass got kind of boring to look at, and this is some pretty cool grass, I gotta say. One of the best additions that I was involved with. Making the game look a lot better. Anyway, you can go ahead and get our first trainer ball. So one of the big things I had to work on was rebalancing this first route, because we had a problem with the difficulty in this game. It was way too high early on. Part of the problem was just, like, there was a lot of type issues on this first route, where there'd be Pokemon that were super effective against all the starters, I think. Because you'd have Lillief for grass types, Dandelift had flying type moves, and then you had Jerker with water type moves. And so no matter which starter you choose, there'd be something super effective against you on the first route, which is, you know, fair, I guess. Dandelift is not really that dangerous. But it did require a lot of balancing to make things easier. We don't have any Pokeballs, do we? Oh, we do have 11 Pokeballs, okay. So we could capture a level 2 Lillief. It's not very high level. But basically, I just had to reduce the power of some of the moves. Like, I think Dandelift's Drift got a lot weaker as a result of the difficulty issues. I think Leaf Shower might have too, I can't remember. But yeah, I think this Pokeball animation was another thing that I worked on. I don't know. It's hard to remember things I worked on or things that I was just, you know, working on the game when they happened. But anyway, yeah, there we go. We got one new Pokemon. Go ahead and get another battle. Good old style Starlet. It's a Cardinal now in the new graphics. Another level 2 though, I guess we'll catch it. Probably faint, but you know, we can send out Lillief and emergency catch it. It's me or you, Starlet, getting the ball. But yeah. In Pico Mundi, I think the first route's gonna be pretty different. It's gonna have Rasco, which was created as kind of like, hopefully a mascot Pokemon. Well, they're not Pokemon anymore, they're Picotrophs, as I call them. And that's the official term in Pico Mundi for the creatures. Although, casually, I just call them Picomon, because it sounds very similar to Pokemon, which is an unintentional thing. Pico was never intended as a word to sound like Pokemon. Can you heal me? Or do I have to go somewhere else? Does the professor heal you? I can't remember if we actually have a way to heal your Pokemon or if you just have to lose. There doesn't appear to be anything here that would heal you, right? No. Alright, I guess we just have to lose, and that is that. Very brutal first route. It will be much easier in Pico Mundi, I think. Or at least you can make it much easier. Wow, this guy's got good vision. But yes. There will be Rasco. Rasco's a normal mythic in the current plans. Which, sounds powerful. Basically, something I can discuss. Like, there'll be a lot of Pico Mundi discussion in this series, too, since I'm mostly playing through this just to see what happens. I don't need to discuss everything I'm doing. And, it serves as a good... Oh, maybe I could heal in my bed. I don't know. Yeah, that's how you heal. Okay. I thought there was a way. But yeah, in Pico Mundi, I've renamed, like, I don't know, half the types, maybe? So Dragon becomes Mythic type, which is obviously a lot less limiting with what Picomon are going to be in the type. Because Dragon is very limiting, obviously. You can only have Dragon or Dragon-related things. But with Mythic, it can be any sort of mythical creature. Like, we have a Centaur that is going to be Mythic type. We have Rasco, which is going to be Mythic. And I've been inventing new Pokemon. They don't have graphics or anything because I'm not an artist. But I've been inventing new ones that would also be Mythic. Like, there's Delacorn, which is a unicorn. It would serve, like, functionally kind of like how they use Rapidash in Pokemon as, like, the horse. Wow, this Starlet. See, this is what I'm talking about. This first route is very brutal. Very brutal. I think maybe this Starlet should have been level 3. But the difficulty kind of helped give something to do in this, because obviously we only ever had 3 gems. So if you didn't have difficulty, then what would you do, really? Oh, I'm so glad that was not a 1-hit KO. We could at least make progress here and gain a level on Starlet, so that when we come back, maybe we'll have a better chance. Because if you're not gaining levels, then you're not making progress. If you're not making progress, then you're doomed. I forget what I was saying, but yeah. Go ahead and run on back again. I think I'm going to probably keep these episodes around the 30-minute mark. Like, I'm going to allow them to be long because I just want to get this over with. And this isn't like a proper Let's Play series or anything. This is a dev series, so... Ah, our first Jerker. Oh, we better catch that. Definitely be useful. Yeah, I'm very, very happy with the ideas I have for Pico Mundi. I think it's going to be a great game. I just hope I get the sound and graphic issues solved at some point. Programming-wise on it, I'm waiting for a Game Maker Studio 2 update that's supposed to happen at some point this year. Once that update comes out, then I will begin programming the new engine. I've been like planning out everything I can about the game, like deciding how all of the new stuff will work, so that when the time comes, it's just make the game, and that's that. No name on Jerker? Okay, well, it's unfortunate that we had such problems catching Jerker, because now we're going to lose to this guy again. But at least we'll have 4 Pokemon now, which means that he's pretty much doomed on the next encounter. But we're doomed on this one. If we can at least faint 1 Starlet, though, then we'll at least gain... Oh, gosh, that's not good. Lilleaf is not great for this battle. Level 3 Starlet might be able to do something, though. Might being the keyword. I mean, we're faster, which is shocking. I won't say no to that, though. Wow. Good going, Starlet. Yeah, we're definitely going to win the next fight. But we will keep Starlet out. We're going to lose. We'll get our first hit in, most likely. Yep. I don't know how IVs are calculated for NPC Pokemon. I don't know if they have the same IVs every single time. I know I had to program in a system where I could force them to pre-generate as shiny, because I added some secret trainers with shinies. Or at least one secret trainer with a shiny. But I can't remember if they have the same IVs every time you fight them. Yeah, get over here, Slowpoke. Alright, Keone. I don't know where these names came from. I never really thought about the names in this. I don't know where the name Keone is, if it's like a real name from a country that I just don't know about, if it's a reference to something, someone that was just friends with Pete or something, I have no idea. At least Sinjet managed to win. And I say Sinjet, honestly, I always said it as a kid, Singet, even though I know that's wrong. Just, I always preferred that pronunciation, even though it's completely nonsensical. Oh, anyway, we finally beat this stupid fight. Leveled up quite a bit. Got Sand Attack, big power up there. Steps aside for the younger generation. Alright, and we got this one. I think she has a Lilleaf, doesn't she? He talks about flowers. Maybe I'm just remembering the flowers. I don't know. Dandaloft, right. Okay, so this should be a doable battle. Just because Drift is such a useless move. Low power and low accuracy. We'll switch out Lilleaf in the hopes that maybe Lilleaf can actually gain some XP and maybe level up, become useful. The level 2 is not useful at all. Alright. Nope, no level for us. We're gonna keep Starlet out. I don't want to take an extra hit from another Starlet. Starlet's back sprite is quite outdated. We always had trouble getting new back sprites made. I think Hydro preferred designing new Pokemon more than making extra sprites for ones. And also, I think he had a lot of back sprites that he just never sent me. And I don't know if they've been lost or not. Okay, this song is really loud. There was a glitch with this song, I think. It really didn't want to play right. I don't know if I ever fixed it. It was like Game Maker audio issues. We can go in the mart, get rid of that loud song for a second, buy some Pokeballs. We'll buy 5. And one of the things I had Bouncy Ball do was design new interiors for the Pokemart and Poke Center so that we could be a little more original looking. Anyway, we're looking for a lost Spickle. I didn't read the dialogue, but I do know that's where the storyline goes, and the Spickle is going to be over here, stolen by Team Rocket. In Pico Mundi, the Spickle will instead just be, like, running loose on its own. Yeah, here's the shiny Spickle here. Level 1, so it was never intended to be a hard fight. This is not a battling Spickle. It's just the town's, like, pet Spickle that they keep around because it's a green one, and green ones are rare. There's also red ones, compared to the normal blue ones. In retrospect, maybe it'd be good to have it actually show you what a normal Spickle looks like before you see the shiny one so that you know it's different. But, I mean, I go into this assuming people will understand that, like, the shiny stars at the start mean it's a shiny. Yep, Pokemon's weaker than you expected. Originally it wasn't a shiny, that was something I did, just because I thought it would be cool. And it kind of bump up the specialness of the Spickle. Plus, I really like the idea of NPCs having shinies. I don't like them being an exclusively player thing. So, that is why I did that. Yep, go to the Pokemon Center. Oh my gosh, he has so much to say. We're going to talk to everyone. Probably not everyone, I'll probably miss people. I do want to talk to a lot of people. I want to be able to go back and see all this stuff without having to play the game again. There's just been so many times where I've been like, oh, I want to invent this thing, but I don't know. Like, for example, Surf is the big motivating factor this time around. I want to know where we get Surf, because I've invented a new place to get Surf, but I don't know if it works in the current progression of things. No, I already helped. I guess we never gave this guy a new dialogue. Fortunate. That's the type of little detail that I would go in and fix. But I don't think I ever just, like, walked around talking to all the NPCs in this town. What's this town called again? I actually don't remember. I wasn't paying attention. This is not a very important town. Yep, here's Brittany. She's going to tell us to head to Mount Argite, really? We're just skipping the first gym? Okay. So where's... Oh gosh, I didn't want to fight this guy. He's gonna have a man. Obsidian Cave, that's what it's called. I knew it had some, like, ridiculously epic sounding name. Obsidian Cave. And it does match the whole, like, tropical island. It'd be a volcano, maybe, with obsidian in it. In Pico Mundi, it's going to be called Ivory Caverns. It's going to be limestone caves that are, you know, they're really white because of the limestone, so that's where the Ivory Town name came from. But the obsidian I could have obsidian tunnels, because basically it'd be Ivory Caverns, but then it'd lead to another part that is up on the top of Argite Mountain, because the limestone would go all the way up the volcano. So perhaps it could be the Ivory Caverns, and then the obsidian tunnels would be the second part. This is the advantage. I spent a long time planning out this game before I actually start making it, and it's given me a lot of chance to just, like, change things before they actually become like a solid concrete thing. It's really nice. An example of a recent change is just like a week or two ago, I changed the bug type into the primordial type, which is a pretty big change because it opens up the bug type to, like, old animals, like dinosaurs and stuff could be primordial type. I think I talked to these guys? I don't know. Yeah. I don't think I talked to this guy, though. Yep. Rockets and caves. What else was I gonna do? I think... Or was that house the last thing I was going to check before I left? I think so. But yes. That was one of the big things I wanted to do with the type renames. I was talking about those earlier with the mythic type. I was trying to make them a bit more ambiguous. So, like, flying type became air type, which still covers anything that could fly. It could be air type, but it also could be things that are just air related but don't necessarily fly. So that's a good one there. Grass became plant just because grass type, the name just always seemed kind of silly to me. Like, why is it called grass? Like, why would a tree Pokemon be a grass type? It would be a tree type, right? Or a wood type or something. Get Ember, I probably want to level up a little. I figured that'd be a one-hit KO. But yeah, what other ones we got? Poison became Noxious type. It's not really like a major change. Oh, you know, we don't have a Dandelion, do we? No. Okay. This might one-hit KO it. It's so weak. No. Okay. But yeah, it's not a big change, the one to Noxious. I mean, obviously there's more types of things that can be bad for you than just poison, though, so Noxious is kind of different. But that one, I think, it was more of a, like, changing it to change it type deal. Because obviously, the less similarities, the better. And there are changes to the type chart, too. So having different names kind of helps with your memory. Like, you might remember, oh, like, Poison type is normally effective against water, but Noxious type is super effective against water, so it helps you keep Pokemon and Pikamundi separate in your mind to have the type names different. What else we got? Steel became Metal, just because, like, obviously there's, like, why call it Steel when Metal is a perfectly fine name? What else? It's hard for me to remember. Oh, Ground type became Land type. Just because, you know, why not? I kind of didn't like the ground type just because it's kind of a very Pokemon-y thing, but it was very hard. I spent a lot of time thinking about what to rename the types. I was very picky about it. There's a lot of options that I skipped. Fighting became Honed. That was another one. The other thing is, like, these are supposed to be types of energy, not like types of Pokemon, but types of energy that the Pokemon use. So, like, fighting energy just doesn't sound that well, but honed energy, that sounds more like a type of actual energy. Where's a Mant? I want a Mant. Not because they're, like, particularly my favorite Pokemon or anything. I'm just trying to get the obvious ones. But I don't know, maybe we should just continue on and we might run into one anyway, because I'm getting kind of bored of encounters over and over. Hello, person with good eyesight. An electric type is going to be an Iomer. Yep. Since that's our current low-level electric encounter, I've invented a new one that I'm hoping will be cool. It's called Burrowwatt. It's an electric land rabbit. Kind of Pikachu-ish, I guess, in the sense that it's a rodent, but it will actually have an evolution, unlike all the Pikachu knockoffs that Nintendo makes. The evolution is Jump Power. Alright, Starlet learned Gust. Yeah, see, Starlet doesn't have Gust at level 1 anymore because it was wrecking everyone who started with Quincy. That was a bad thing. Okay, you're not a trainer. I'm trying to catch a Mant. I am also trying to catch a Mant, and I guess I'm not sneaky enough. We do have more grass here. We can go ahead and encounter it. One thing I've not been able to find online is, like, how encounter rates in Pokemon are really, like, calculated. I think I might have found some info on it, but it's really hard just to get to, like, solid numbers on, like, when you step in a piece of grass in this specific Pokemon game, what are your chances of it being a battle? And that's not really relevant anymore now that I'm making Pikamundi, because Pikamundi's gonna have its own whole set of things. Still have random encounters, but it's gonna put you a little more in control of it. You'll basically be able to tell your trainer how hard they should be looking for encounters, and it will greatly modify the chances of running into a battle in grass. Or elsewhere. Like cave. Okay, that's unfortunate. I really didn't think that would work. Okay, well, we got that one piece of grass going for us. Come on. Just want to end this episode with us getting a Mant, not having to battle this trainer. Come on, Mant. I didn't mess around a lot with the encounter chances. The original encounter code for PT, and it's probably still this way for a lot of the routes, I don't know. I'd have to look, but I think that's one of the updates Oh, yeah, this was a feature I added too, because there were problems where people would lose their saves, so I added a 30-minute timer that would tell you that, hey, you haven't saved in a while, which I think this is a great feature. I wish the actual Pokemon games had this feature. That is just, like, an obvious thing that you can do. It also kind of serves as a reminder, like, you know, game companies, especially for a time there, were real big on, like, oh, you shouldn't sit down and stare at the screen for too long. I mean, this is kind of like a subtle thing, isn't it? Like, hey, dude, you've been here 30 minutes. Maybe you should do something else for a second? Like, I don't know, get up, stand around. But yeah, I think it's a great feature. You can turn it off. I think there's also a button. It's one of the F keys. I don't want to mess around with them right now because one of them will, well, more than one of them will change the resolution of the screen. And that is not something I want to do. Alright, Bubble should be weak enough. Yeah, Bubble's a really weak move. But yeah, I think there's a key where you can set how long it is, and you can set it to 0 to turn it off if you really just hate save reminders. So there we go. Yes. Another thing I'm going to do in Pico Mundi is I'm going to let you save in the middle of a battle, but it'll be a temporary save. So basically, you won't be able to like roll back or anything. So you won't be able to do the battle over and over. It'll save like every move you do, and if you come back, you could either start the battle over from the beginning, or you could resume from the exact move you were on when you quit. There'd be no saving, like, oh, like, my first hit was a critical hit, I'm gonna save, and then try the second one. If the second one's not a critical hit, then I'm gonna load back and try it again. No, it would save you using the second one. So, yeah, because I hated in Pokemon. It's kind of a joke with my parents even to this day, because, like, when I was 10-year-old, they'd always be like, oh, I'm in the middle of a battle, I can't do anything, because, you know, it was Game Boy Color. You're in the middle of a battle, you got 2 AA batteries powering your thing. You can't leave it there forever. You can't leave the game. Probably been at least 20 minutes since you last saved, so you don't want to quit. Probably done something cool, caught something cool. I hated that. So I think I've come up with an idea on how to do it without it being a really cheaty system. I'm sure there'll be ways to cheat it, and that's the kind of the idea with Pico Mundi is I'll do things to prevent cheating, but obviously it's a computer game, and people cheat on the DS and 3DS games. They're definitely going to be able to cheat on a computer game, so there's only so much you can do. Just so long as, you know, little 9-year-old Timmy can't boot up the game, press a few keys, and hack in shinies, I'm okay if people can figure out how to do some hacking. You just have to be, really. Can't do much about it, so why spend hours and hours of your life trying to stop it? DRM doesn't work. It just doesn't. Anyway, I think that's enough for the first episode. We got almost to the forest here. Not quite, though. Yeah, next episode, hopefully we can make a bit of good progress, get up to Ivory Town, maybe fight the gym, lose miserably, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!